Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Vincent King. I'm one of the marketing directors here with Universal Benefits and president of King Insurance Group. Hopefully today you're going to hear some information that's going to be on track for you being able to make an important decision about your career. But the first thing you have to do is see if you can keep your career options open. I was just like you a little over 15 years ago who took a look at an opportunity. I wasn't sure about what all this industry had in store, but I'm so glad that I had some colleagues and some partners and some friends that was already leading the way and showed me an opportunity that where I could absolutely change my life. Before finding this opportunity, I was someone who had dabbled into a lot of different business ventures, not really understanding really what was preparing me for what I'm doing now, but I'm find myself 15 years later in this very rewarding final expense career. And I can tell you that I've helped a tremendous amount of people have a tremendous amount of success. I've been able to make millions of dollars over the course of my 15 years in this industry. And hopefully today you'll see something that's going to inspire you to want to be able to change the livelihood of your family. So the question I have for you today is, do you keep your career options open? And if so, I want to talk to you about the market that we actually serve. We operate primarily in the senior market, and I believe that if you're looking for any opportunity, you want to make sure that you get into the right market, a recession-proof market with a recession-proof product. And the senior market is one of the biggest markets in the industry, and that's why we focus on final expense. And the reason why is because baby boomers are living longer. Some are running out of retirement money, and they want to put their affairs in order fast before it's too late. Seniors, as you know, they're on a fixed income, and they're worried about pretty much their mortality. And they understand that funeral costs could be somewhere between $15,000 to $20,000. And the thing about it is that 70 million Americans are phasing out in life over the next 2 decades. In the senior market, we understand that it's a huge market where over 50% of the market is controlled by 70% of the discretionary income. And so this leaves the seniors in a very peculiar predicament when it comes to taking care of their final expenses. And we want to make sure that we're providing them with a viable solution, which is why we focus primarily on the senior market here within our company. So the need in the market is an overwhelmingly big market where 64% of the US population, they have no money set aside for their final expenses. Now, with that being said, we understand that 36% of the people have some set aside, but 55% of the people have nothing at all, and then the other 9% are just not sure. So if you're looking to find out where the opportunity is, you want to capitalize on an opportunity where 64%, over half the percent of the population, are still missing the boat in regards to what it takes to take care of their final expenses. Only 36% of the population even understands the need or why this product even exists. And so we're here to help fill the gap with the other 64%. And with doing so, you want to make sure that you're partnering with the right company, the right marketing firm, the engine that fuels it all. You can't get any better than this. The opportunity that we have here with Universal Benefits marketing firm that's headquartered out of Sumter, South Carolina, that's founded by Dr. Ted Wilson, who's on my left of the screen here, and he's been in business for over 42 consecutive years now. It's the second largest final expense organization in the country, over $30 million plus in new annual sales, and provides a partnership with Lincoln Heritage, and we have exclusive territories. And joining Dr. Wilson, Dr. Ted Wilson, is his son, the president, Ted Wilson, and his daughter, the vice president, Erin Wilson James. And so it's a family-owned business. It's a business that's stable, and this organization is responsible for helping over 1,500 people create financial independence, and has been doing so for a very long time and very stable in the marketplace. And so with that partnership, we're excited to be linked with the #1 final expense specialist company in America, and that's Lincoln Heritage. Is the fuel that we're utilizing to drive this vehicle. And also with that partnership, we have a consumer guarding society product called the Funeral Advantage Plan, where we're combining these funding and planning programs to make a very simple solution for our clients. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a few minutes. Our clients receive the very best when it comes to the #1 final expense company. Lincoln Heritage is a company that's been around for over 60 years. They're very solid in the marketplace. Lincoln Heritage was founded by Mr. Jack London, who started out as an agent himself with him and his wife, delivering the policies, and he's selling the policies. And over 60 years later, the company is still in its 3rd generation now of of leadership with his grandson, Alex London, now taking the reins as the president of the company. And so when you're partnering with the #1 final expense company, that's a family-owned company that's stable in the marketplace, that's paying out the kind of commissions, that's paying out the kind of claims every single year that Lincoln Heritage has paid out, partner with Universal Benefits, who's the #2 marketing firm in the country, you're setting yourself up for great success. And so Lincoln Heritage is very known in the industry for being able to pay out cash benefits to their beneficiaries within 24 hours. By doing so, we're helping families to also save 40 to 60% through the Funeral Consumer Guard Society off of the burial expenses. So you're not just getting an insurance policy with us, you're actually getting a planning program. And with this program, we're going to be able to help families on average save anywhere between the $2,000 to $3,000 off the cost of funerals. And that's huge, ladies and gentlemen, because in a market where people are on very fixed income, when they have limited resources, and they want to be able to leave something behind for their families, we're able to give families that peace of mind just to know that all of the money that they're putting in may not be just utilized for putting them away through cremation or burial alone, but they may also have a little something they can leave behind to their loved ones. We have plans that have no 2-year waiting periods, and we cover 98% of all of our clients. That means, only 2% of our clients can't, or they won't get first day coverage with us. In North Carolina, if you're watching us by way of North Carolina, 100% of the clients that we serve, we can get them actually covered with our program. And so we're excited to be premier, to know that we can pretty much cover anybody that we get in front of. As long as they can fog a mirror and breathe and they have pulse, we can see about getting them some coverage. We also have the Family Support Services and Funeral Planning Program at the time of death. That's just one phone call that you make to us, and we actually kick in and activate the planning services, so that way the families are getting the service they actually need. We help families protect themselves against funeral fraud, overspending, and more. There are so many families out there now that's being taken advantage of, where they're being paid double, triple for the cost of funerals. I mean, I heard a story where a family actually was paying $1,500 for a casket key, which is basically an Allen wrench that's utilized to tighten up, to close the lid on the casket, and the family knew nothing about it because of the fact they didn't have the right type of planning. They didn't have an advocate for them, where realistically you can go and get that key from Home Depot for about $10 or $15. And so we're helping families in a time of need where they're grieving, not to overspend and not to be taken advantage of by funeral fraud. So what do we do and how do we do it? We do it by helping to educate. And if we show you how you can go out and see for yourself 20 to 25 people per month, where there's no cold calling, no soliciting, where we give you qualified leads, and we actually finance the leads for you. We actually give you a lead line of credit. So none of these are actually coming out of your pocket. These are exclusive leads. You're the only person that's going to have access to these leads, because they're coming in fresh by way of our television, direct mail, our social media, all the different means that we have. And you can actually go face to face in the field or do this over the phone. If we're able to show you how to do that, do you see where this could be a very rewarding opportunity for yourself? Well, if so, let me tell you a little bit of how that works and how we actually generate these people to talk to. You may say, hey, well, I don't know how great I am as far as just going out here generating my own business. Well, you don't have to, because we've already done the hard work. We have the most exclusive lead source program in the industry, and it's really for our full-time agents. This is a full-time opportunity, and we want to make sure that if we're getting the best leads in the business, that they're going to the people who can really work this on a full-time basis. We do have an opportunity for part-time people, but our product is so great that even if you want to transition from part-time to full-time, we'll show you how you're able to do that, and you really don't need our lead program for that, because our product stands alone, right? The leads just actually get you in front of more people, in front of more communities, in front of more opportunities, so that way you can maximize your income from a full-time basis. And we do that by having direct mailers. We do it by lead drops. We have television leads, newspaper inserts. We also have policyholder referral leads. And again, like I mentioned earlier, lead financing is going to be based on your production. So as long as we know that you're serious, you're dedicated, you're committed, and you're full-time, we can make sure that you get these fresh, exclusive leads at no upfront cost to you. We also send out pre-approach letters that's sent out to every single lead. So a client mails back in their direct mail piece to us, or they respond to one of our social media leads or one of our television leads, and we actually send out a letter letting them know that someone in your area, an agent, an advocate in their area is going to be coming out to have a conversation with them about the information they send in to us. So we don't hide from people what we're out here to do. It says on all of our leads, Lincoln Heritage, it talks about the Funeral Advantage program, so people know exactly what they're sending in. They know exactly who we are when we come. And so it dramatically increases your prospects' interest in seeing you by the way that we approach and make sure that you're getting in front of qualified leads. And so by doing so, that creates an incredible income stream for you, where there's 4 ways that you can get paid. And I'm gonna briefly talk about each one of these ways here for you today. The first way is that we get paid daily. And these are only examples, ladies and gentlemen. And I like to, a lot of times, under promise and over deliver. You probably heard that before, because these are very realistic numbers. And these are numbers that's done if you're just average in the business, meaning that if you don't even really have your footing down packed yet, you can actually do these numbers and do a great job as far as creating an income for yourself just with these examples alone. And so one of the examples I like to use is the $80 premium, and that could be where you're in a home and you have a husband and wife, and maybe both of them decided they can maybe do between $80 and $100 a month. And so maybe they decided on the $80 plan, $40 here for the husband, $40 for the wife, or maybe it was just a single person that says, hey, you know, I'm okay with the premium. I see the value in this. And so they do that $80 premium, you multiply that times 12, which gives you an annualized premium of $960. And we do everything on a contractual basis. And by being on the contract, there's a percentage that's paid to you, and there's a percentage that's paid to you now, there's a percentage that's paid to you later. And so on a 70% contract of that $960, we're going to advance you 75% of that. And so 70% of 960 leaves you with 672, with 75% of that being advanced, which means the other 3 months is what's going to be paid to you later. So that means that if you go out and write a policy today and collect $80 in premium, you're going to earn $504 that's advanceable cash to you today. And so, you know, most of our agents are doing 1 of these a day. They can do 2 a day. Sometimes they're doing 10 a week, or they may be 20 a month. And so just say that you're just really getting your footing well, and you're doing 20 of these a month at the same example. 20 times $504 is a commission of $10,080. And, you know, like I said, you don't have to pay for your leads up front. So you have a lead account. So every policy that you write, we're just going to deduct a portion of your lead costs from the commissions that you've already earned. So that way, before you actually see the money in your bank account, we're going to already go ahead and reinvest that money back into paying down your lead debt. So that way you don't incur that cost yourself. It's coming out of commissions earned. So just say that you had $2,000 worth of leads that you had that come out. So minus that $2,000 in leads and maybe some other expenses that may have been involved, some gas, maybe some lunches that you had to provide to do some workshops, or whatever means that you had to utilize for expenses, because this is a business. Just say that you netted $6,000 to $8,800 average per month. Those are your earnings, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is based on just an example of being able to do 20 families a month, serve 20 families a month. Your first year income could be anywhere between $60,000 to $100,000. And the reason I like to do that is because most people right now, even if you're making $60,000 a year on your job, I've just showed you by going out here, taking a very simple system that we have, helping a few families a week or a few families a month, where you can either match or exceed your income in your very first year. So that is the first way we get paid, through daily deposits. The second way is the back end money. And that's really what you're in this business for, because once you see that back end money begin to grow, that will change your life. And so you notice that I said that you only got a 75% upfront advance. So that means we still owe you 25%, because you get paid 100% of your money here within our company, right? And so 25% difference, that means that the $672 commissionable dollars that you received minus the $504 that was advanced to your account, that left $168 that you did not get advanced on. But we take that $168 and we pay you over the next 12 months. So we divide that 168 by 12, and that means that you're getting $14 every single month for that one deal that you did, whether it was 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 7 months ago. You're going to be able to start getting that $14 a month to finish out that first year of commissionable sales. And again, if you take that by those same 20 sales, your first month, you've already generated $280 of passive income that's going to be paid to you between the 1st and the 5th of the month, starting on the 2nd month. month. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you can go anywhere and legitimately get into something 1 month and you do a great job at it, and going into the second month, it's going to start paying you again for what you did the previous month. And so you have that opportunity here through our pay through or back end money. Agents really get excited when we say pay through around here, because they know that that's a check that's coming in for work they've already done. And I'm so excited about that, which leads me into the third month, where you can actually see, well, actually, this is a more a detailed example of how the residual or the pay through money builds up going into the second month. So just for mathematical rounding purposes, just say that your second month, you've generated $300 in pay through, and you did that month after month after month. Maybe for the next 7 or 8 months, you will see how this money starts compounding. So month 2, you start getting a $300 check, but you did it again in month 3. And so you're going to get the money from month 2 or month 3. So now it goes to 600, and then it goes to 9. And as you can see, all the way down to month 7, your 7th month into this, if you utilize this example, you can have an $1,800 passive residual income check for your retirement future. We call this your pension money, ladies and gentlemen. Most companies right now are not giving pensions, but we do know that you can build your own pension. Your lifetime money can be set for you here if you go to work and you're consistent about what you do, which leads us to the third way that you get paid, and we call that lifetime renewals. Starting your 10th year, ladies and gentlemen, you're able to own your book of business. You're vested in year number 2 with us, and so that means all of the business that you've ever written over your entire life, of being here at this company, as long as those premiums are still being paid, you're going to get a residual and a renewal income on that book of business for the rest of your life. Anytime after the 10th year, years 2 through 5, you're going to start getting your residual money. Years 6 through 10, you're going to get more residual money off of the business that you written previously. But year number 10, you're going to get renewal money for the rest of your life. And so you're going to still get a percentage of all of that business that you've written starting in year number 10 for the rest of your life, while you're receiving the residual monies from years 2 through 10. It's phenomenal. It's exciting to know that you can do something one time and you're going to be paid on it for the rest of your life. And that leads us to the fourth way that you get paid. And this is for individuals who understand leverage, that you really want to create a true lifestyle for yourself, where J. Paul Getty's philosophy is, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of our own. And we like to call that the overwrite income. And that's if you decide you want to go into agency building. We'll show you how you can build a fourth stream of income by helping to mentor and coach other people to do exactly what you've done to be able to create the other 3 streams of income for yourself. And so I'm excited to know that we're part of a company where there's 4 simple ways that you can get paid. And this is not anything that you have to spend the next 30 to 40 years to do to see the benefits of it. And so on top of all of those things, we also have cash bonuses, incentive trips, health insurance plans for the agents. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is be able to qualify for 3 consecutive months of writing $9,000 of advanceable business for 3 consecutive months, which is $27,000 total. And you qualify for the health insurance plan for agents. And we have so much more to offer here with this company. And so as we get ready to close things out, I do want to go over a couple of income examples. I believe documentation beats conversation. And just so you can see the progression of what we're talking about and how this really works. And here's one of our premier agents. He's a superstar agent. He's been here with the company now going into his 4th year coming up, but started out on a very part-time basis. And his first year part-time, ladies and gentlemen, his 1099, this is what your 1099 will look like. Your commission statement actually will look like every single month. It comes to your back office. You can see it monthly, but December the 31st of 2019 was the end of his first year part-time. And this gentleman had already generated a passive income check of almost $1,100. And as you can see, his year-to-date 1099 balance part-time, ladies and gentlemen, was right at $44,000 part-time. And so, when you making that kind of money part-time and you see what your passive income is, it's time to have a conversation with your mentors, time to have a conversation with your coach and say, hey, if I made $44,000, really not even putting a lot into this, if I generated an $1,100 passive income check and I really don't even know what I'm doing yet, what happens if I decide to go full-time? And so the second year, he did just that. He decided to go full-time, and his first full-time year, his 1099 said a little over $116,000 in income, but the passive income check, ladies and gentlemen, if you see there, was right at $3,400 passive income. So in his first full-time year, his passive income check tripled, and his income also just about tripled as well, because he was focused, right? And we're talking about in the middle of a pandemic year, well over six figures in the middle of at the end of a pandemic year back in 2020. And so now we move into 2021, which is a second full-time year. And as you can see, the passive income check is growing, still helping people consistently every single day, just a little bit at a time, just giving people the information and getting better, understanding the craft and understanding what's going on with the business. And passive income check now is right at $5,000, the second full year. And look at the income, ladies and gentlemen. The income is right at $146,000 for the year, second full year. So, you know, for somebody to say that you can't make $150,000 in your first year, second year, where now you're seeing where somebody that basically had no experience in insurance before, actually was a trainer and a coach, basically comes into this career and starts to find all of the odds and start listening to their coaching and their mentoring and plugging into our system, and already within their second full-time year, pushing $150,000 in income. And so now we look at year 2022, and the beautiful thing about it is that you can see in the first 6 months that from the previous year, his passive income check grew another $3,000. And so now this gentleman is right at $7,000 in the first 6 months of 2022. And the income was already at $106,000 the first 6 months of 2022, which is the start of his third full year, which means that this individual is on pace to make over $200,000, if not $250,000, right at his third year. And so these are real live documentation, and this is just one of many individuals who have these types of examples to be able to share. We have some other 1099s to show where individuals in there, in 2017, you can see, what kind of years we're having, $109,000 in income on the 1099, and these are different individuals where there's another individual who 1099 showed right at $176,000. The same individual here. Matter of fact, this is the same individual, as a matter of fact, now looking at $228,000 in 2019. So you can see, different from the last individual, but just another example of what happens. 2017, $109,000, 2018, $176,000, and going into 2019, $228,000 in income. And I'm just excited to know that you all are taking a look at this so you can see what the possibilities are for yourself, because some of these individuals come from different backgrounds, single moms and professional dishwashers who, people who were sleeping in their cars, people who were just looking for an opportunity have now was just ordinary people that's doing extraordinary things and making extraordinary income here with this system that we have with Universal Benefits, King Insurance Group, and also within the Lincoln Heritage system. So we're excited about that. And so you might be asking yourself, man, how do I get started with this? Because, as I keep seeing this money come across, another individual back in 2015, $88,000. In 2016, the income went up to $201,000. And then over $300,000 2017. These are real live testimonials and 1099s of people really making a difference in their financial future. So, where can I do this at? Well, we have open exclusive territories in, up and down the East Coast with Lincoln Heritage. We have another company, Occidental Life, that you can operate outside of these states as well, as long as operate them in here. But Lincoln Heritage exclusively, we can operate within the states of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Delaware, DC, Maryland, and New Jersey. So if you see any of those states as your home state, we can get you contracted, we can get you licensed, we can show you how to get started in these areas. And most importantly, we can give you the blueprint to show you how you can create a multiple six-figure income within the next 3 to 5 years, because we have so many people that can do that. You can become a part of our Ring Earners program. You can become a part of our leadership team, and we can show you how to be able to be on your way to 7 figures, not just 6, but 7 figures within the next 3 to 5 years if you follow the blueprint. And so the onboarding process is quite simple. Once we get you contracted, You'll attend a few webinars so that way we can get you properly trained. Then we'll send you to our 3-day live boot camp. We have a university boot camp where we teach you the ins and outs of final expense. We're one of the only marketing institutions that actually has a boot camp in person, 3 days at our headquarters in Sumter, South Carolina. Sometimes they may do it virtually depending on the time of the year, but you want to go to that boot camp. We get you all your training materials. You have access to the website, and it's ongoing through our conference calls. And that's a very simple investment in yourself of $255 to attend the boot camp. That $255 has helped so many people earn hundreds of thousands of dollars because you want to be able to invest in yourself to go to this training. There's nowhere you're going to be able to go and find this type of training to show you how to get your final expense career on top of what your mentors and your coaches are going to be just offering just of their time and willingness to be able to show you how to get going. So you want to look forward to those onboarding processes. If you're not licensed already, then don't worry. We have a licensing program where you can do in person. If you can't do in person, then we do have an online option on demand. The regular cost for that is typically $199, but if you're a part of our organization, we actually can get you our corporate discount, which is only $39. So we just utilize the Excel solution site here, www.xltesting.com. You want to put in a discount code KIGUBI. You're going to get the $39 discount, and you're going to be able to get the on-demand session. We challenge everybody to make sure they have this done within 7 days or less, so that way we can go ahead and get you through the onboarding process of taking the exam, getting your proper licensing things structured, so we can actually get you into our training program to start you on the road to success. And so these are the things that we're doing here to be able to make this a reality. And so what I want to do now is show you a couple testimonies or let you hear a couple testimonies from some of our most successful agents, team leaders, and those up and coming in the industry, so that way you can see the reality of what your possibilities can be. So again, thank you for joining us today. And we don't want to just see you at the top. We want to see you over the top. Let's take care, but most importantly, let's take charge. God bless.
Hello, my name is Rashia Nicole Barbie, and I am super excited to be here today. I have been here for under a year, coming up in March. Previously, I was with another final expense company, and now that I am with KIGUBI, with my previous endeavor, my 1099 looked like $18,000, and now under KIG and UBI, my 1099 in 6 months is $53,787. If you're looking for an opportunity, you want to come and join us. I'm a single mom of 4 boys. If I can do it, you can do it too. We'll see you over the top.
The UBI system, it's really important. It's really for someone that doesn't know a lot and wants to learn. So I plug in with the system. So I'm telling you, you need to jump on this on board, because I drove all the way from California. I moved my family. I relocated. 3 months later, I'm on the number one. Right now, I'm sitting at the number 1 place for the company. So I'm really appreciate that my leadership team. I follow what they say, I'm coachable, and this is where we are. So if you're looking for an opportunity, hey, reach out to me, reach out to Mr. King, reach out to UBI, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Jay Daniels. I'm a single mother of 2. Prior to the insurance industry, I was working in behavioral health. I've been with King Insurance Group and Universal Benefits for 6 months now. And in my first 6 months with them, I've made over $43,000, which is amazing.
Hey, my name is Dwayne Lucas, CEO of Lucas Insurance Group, affiliated with KIG and UBI. I've been with UBI for 6 months now. I was with another company last year. First 6 months of the year, my 1099 was $9,000. Last 6 months with UBI, my 1099 was over $94,000. So this is documented evidence. Don't take it for granted. Take advantage of this opportunity. You won't regret it.
This is where it starts. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to continue to do. I'm asking y'all for one thing, right? I'm asking y'all for one thing. I'm asking y'all to give yourselves more.